purpose of this video is to provide a very basic orientation to the camera you have available for checkout in the Dole Media Lab. If this is your first time using a video camera, or you consider yourself a beginner, please keep it simple. The most basic video camera for you to check out is the Canon Vixia. We do have two different models, but for the most part they are the same camera. Along with your camera, you will also need to check out a battery and a tripod. Be sure to check there is a tripod plate attached to the bottom of your camera. If you have a very important assignment or a lengthy project, you might want to check out two batteries or even a power supply if you will be inside. The only equipment we do not provide is the SD card. Just like flash drives, you can buy SD cards in various sizes. We recommend a 16 gigabyte card. You can buy an 8 gigabyte card for under $10, and a 16 gigabyte card usually costs less than $15. If you are going to be shooting a lot of video, a good deal on a 32 gig card would be around $30. When you purchase your own SD card, make sure it is Class 6 or higher. All of our cameras record in HD, and a Class 2 card or a Class 4 card will not work. You can identify the classification number on the front of the card. Depending on your assignment, you might also need to check out a microphone and an audio cable. If you are going to be recording an interview, you should also be sure you have a set of headphones. The last thing you might need to check out is a light kit. If you don't know how to light a subject correctly, I recommend you search for and watch a video on YouTube about basic three-point lighting. In fact, there are great tutorials on YouTube for just about every aspect of video production. When you attach the battery to the camera, just align the terminals and you will hear a click when they're connected. Never force a battery because if it doesn't fit easily, it's probably upside down or the wrong way around. Turn the camera on and insert your SD card. Again, be careful inserting the SD card because if it doesn't slide in easily and click, it's probably upside down. If you force it, you will either break your SD card or get it stuck in the camera. Before you can begin recording, you will need to format your SD card. To do this, insert it correctly into the video camera and close the door. Go into the menu settings and locate the Tools section where you will find an option that says Format or Initialize. Then just follow all the prompts. Formatting your SD card will erase everything that might already be on there, so be sure you have checked for any old files or video that you want to keep. Until you know what you are doing, we recommend that you keep all your settings on automatic. These cameras are pretty good, and unless you run into some unusual lighting situations, it'll be safe to keep everything on automatic. The plate on the bottom of the camera will slide into the tripod easily. Again, you'll either hear a click or feel it lock into place. Before letting go of the camera, test the lock. Even when a camera is secured tightly on the tripod, you should never leave it unattended for long, especially if you're outside and it is windy, or if you're shooting in a crowded location and someone might accidentally kick one of the legs. Whether you are shooting an interview or just basic B-roll for your story, you should always follow the rule of thirds. If you divide the screen into thirds, you end up with 4 focal points. These are where you should generally frame the dominant part of your subject. And because we read from left to right and top to bottom, this is the most dominant part of a video screen. Always try to fill your frame with your subject. Too many times students waste space. A safe way to videotape a subject is to shoot a variety of shots, beginning with a wide shot, a medium shot, and a close-up. You can also shoot a subject from different angles and different perspectives. The two ways to get different perspectives are to use the zoom function on the camera or to physically pick up the tripod and move to a closer location. I recommend both. An average minute of video will consist of 15 to 20 different shots, so always shoot more than you think you'll need. You can never have too much B-roll. If you are recording an interview, you will definitely want to use an external microphone. These cameras have built-in microphones for recording natural sound, but that won't be good enough for an interview. We have two different kinds of external microphones, stick mics and lavaliers. If you use a lavalier microphone, please make sure that the cable is not showing. Both microphones require an audio cable to connect them to the camera. When using these cameras, you connect the XLR end of the cable to the microphone and the standard mini jack into the camera. With the automatic settings, this will override the on-camera microphone. You should always monitor your audio with headphones. You can plug any standard headphones or earbuds into the camera to check that the audio is clear enough and loud enough. When you press the record button, be sure to take your hands off the camera and tripod so that your video doesn't shake. Even the slightest touch will be noticeable. When recording, I suggest that you always record for at least 7 seconds longer than you think you might need. You have plenty of room on your SD card, and if every shot is longer than you need, it will make the editing process a lot easier. Again, if you are just beginning to use a video camera, all of your shots should be static. That means setting up the shot, pressing record, and then no movement with the camera. Only when you know what you are doing should you attempt camera movement. This can mean panning to the left or right, tilting up or down, or zooming in or out while the camera is recording. You should always get your static shots first, then try the advanced shots. And always start and finish these moving shots with another 7 seconds of a static shot at the beginning and end. It'll make editing much easier. When you return your camera, don't forget to take out your SD card, and if you used a microphone, carefully wrap the cable. Never coil an audio or video cable tightly the way you would a rope or an extension cord. The quality of these Canon Vixia cameras is pretty good, and I totally recommend them for all of your early projects. Again, I can't mention enough how important it is to keep it simple until you know what you're doing. Then, when you're ready to try something more, just ask one of the lab TAs and they'll be happy to take you to the next level of video production.